is up, YouTube? Back with another video. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about BMT. I'm gonna give y'all the play-by-play, the breakdown of how your 7.5 weeks is gonna go on BMT. Now, I apologize in advance if I don't remember everything because it's all a blur. Like, it goes by so fast, y'all don't understand. But yeah, and I also apologize for the background because I know it's boring. That's just how the dorms are, so I can't help it. It's the only spot that I have to set up my phone, so we're just gonna do it like that. But yeah, let's get into it. But yeah, let's start off with week 0. The week 0 is probably, well, would I say the worst week, but it's just a culture shock because you go from, you know what I'm saying, being comfortable in your own bed by yourself, well, depending on your living situation, you not crowded with 40 people, probably not, but yeah, not crowded with 40 different people from all different walks of life in the same little dormitory, you know, so it's a culture shock. But let's start off from the very beginning. So when you get off that bus, they make it seem like they're gonna start yelling at you and screaming at you as soon as you step off that bus. No, they tell you, come through these doors, blah, 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 blah. The yelling don't even start until you really get in your dorm. And then again, it's like not even yelling for real. But you get off the bus, you go inside. First thing they gonna ask you, they be like, integrity check first, blah, 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 who's been in the band? Now, I said I was in the band. I not being in the band flight, by the way, in case y'all didn't know. But I was in the band flight, but I didn't play an instrument. It was weird. I told him what I played. He just looked at me and walked away. Didn't even say a word. So I was like, dang, it's like that. But yeah, that's basically what they do. You sit inside, you get a bunch of briefings and stuff, eat you a little totem, and then you go to your dorms. Now that first night, bro, it's crazy. Cause you get in there and that's when it starts yelling. They start yelling at you, hurry up, put your stuff down, unpack this, unpack that, bag check, this and that. Like, they're just yelling and screaming at you, trying to get you to, you know, do what they want you to do. But they like rush you like crazy. Like, I was stressed out. I thought I was gonna get kicked out because I was moving too slow, but they really don't care. That's just part of the job. But yeah, that's really it. 0 week, you get your uniforms, I think. Yeah, you get your uniforms. And then, what else do you do in 0 week? Nothing. Oh, let me tell y'all about one job that they say is the scariest thing ever, but my first time doing it, I did it with flying colors and didn't have no problem. The dude literally told me that he was gonna have to fire me because I did it too good the first day. Me and my boy, Walker. Walker, if you're watching this, you're a real one. But yeah, we did that, and then, so basically what Chow Runner is you go up to a place called the Snake Pit where a bunch of MTIs and a bunch of leaders are at, and you report to them. You say, sir, trainee, blah, 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 reports is ordered. Flight, blah, 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 is prepared into the dining facility from the whatever side you're on. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be north side, west side. I don't know if there's the east side or not. I've never heard somebody say east. I think it's just north and west. I don't know. But I always say north side, so that's that. But it's not hard at all. All you have to do is follow the procedures and it'll go by smoothly. Don't be scared, because they're going to ask you who's the talkative person. So if you raise your hand and you say, like, you're a talkative and confident person, you're going to be Chow Runner. So if you don't want to be Chow Runner, do not raise your hand when they ask you that. But yeah, that's it for 0 week. But yeah, going into week 1, this is where, like, the real test starts. Like, this is when you get your, I don't want to say real MTIs, because 0 week MTIs are still MTIs, but these are, like, going to be the MTIs that start with you from day 0 to day 1. Now, me personally, I had, like, 25 different MTIs. I don't know why. We had one set MTI, and he was from like week 4 all the way to week 7 to the end. But we haven't had the MTI we had week 0. We do not have week 7. So it's just crazy. But back into it. If you didn't lock in 0 week, now is your time to lock in, because this is when we introduced 341s. Now what a 341 is basically like a disciplinary card. So they'd be like, give me or it can be good for excellence. They don't pull it for excellence. I'm gonna let y'all know now. It's a rare occasion. They only pull it like once in a blue moon. I only seen one person get a pull for excellence. But most of the time, like, let's say you're late, or like you're the last one out, or like you have on the wrong gear than the uniform of the day, they're gonna tell you to give me a 341. And what that is basically is like, it goes in the system, but it only goes in the system on your record if you get a comment. And if you get a comment, then that means you're doing something crazy, you're doing something wrong. But starting from like week 1, you'll probably get a lot of 341s. I didn't get any, but I know a lot of people. Like, we had a dude in our dorm named we call him 341 because he just kept getting the 341s left and right. But if you just listen and do what you're supposed to do, you're not gonna get a 341. So don't worry about that. But starting week 1, it's gonna be a lot of hurry up and wait. They're gonna make you move fast, but then when you're done, you're just gonna be sitting there for like 5 minutes. And you're like, bro, why was they rushing me? But it's all for a reason. So just listen and do what you need to do. But yeah, just move with a sense of urgency. They say that from week 0 all the way to week 7. Like, move with a sense of urgency. Act like you want to be there. Remember your why. You know, because that's going to show your determination. That's going to put you above others. And at the end of the day, y'all all a team, but you still want to strive. I feel like when I was in BMT, I looked at everybody else's competition. Like, oh, you ran this fast, I'm gonna run faster type shit. So it's just like, you gotta look at other people and be like, yeah, I gotta be better than them. But that don't mean have an ego and act like you're better than them, because you're not. We're all the same, but in a way, try to be better than them. So always be the first one up, be the first one out the door, be the first one to do this, be the first one to do that. And that goes into another point also. Wake up early, bro. I cannot stress that enough. Wake up early, whether that's 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Me personally, I woke up 30 to 45 minutes earlier than the time I needed to. So, and I was always like the first one ready all the time. But if you know that you need sleep, then don't wake up early. Cause I know some people that like really needed all that sleep. But me personally, I could operate off 3 hours and it would be the same as somebody that's operating off 8 hours. So it's all just a personal preference. But me personally, I would say, make sure you wake up early. And week 1, if you didn't get your uniforms in week 0, this is when you're gonna get your uniforms and you're gonna learn basic drill. So that's like left face, right face. So you're gonna be using that all through BMT, so you need to pay attention during that time. But I think that's about it for week 1. I mean, we really didn't do anything. Like I said, it's gonna be hard for me to explain it, so I apologize in advance, but I'm gonna just give y'all the general knowledge. But week 1 is just, yeah, basically just basic drill, left face, right face. That's all you're gonna learn in week 1. And then basically just getting your uniforms and basically just learning how to be an airman, like the basic stuff, because you're gonna be doing a lot of briefings and stuff during that week, like with the squadron commander, with the wing commander or wing. I don't know what they call it. But oh my God, I almost forgot one big thing: memory work. Study that memory work, because starting like week 2, week 3, they're gonna start asking you questions about it. If you don't know it, you give me your 341 with no hesitation. So make sure you study that memory work. Now, when I first came in, I had the impression that they was gonna pull us in a room and make us recite the Airman's Creed and the Air Force song. No, you all do that together. So if you don't study the Air Force Creed, the Air Force song, you'll be fine. It's good to do it anyway, because when y'all all say it as a group, it's gonna be evident that you don't know it. But it's not like they're gonna pull you to the side and ask you to recite the Airman's Creed. Well, at least they didn't do that to nobody in my flight. I don't know what they did in the other flights, but they didn't do that to nobody in my flight. And also, like, the chain of command, make sure that's gonna be the main thing. Make sure you study that chain of command, because that's the questions they're gonna ask you the most. They'll ask you a couple insignia questions, but just study that chain of command. That's the main thing. Like, from day 0 all the way to like week 4, they ask you questions like that, unless you're in the run for commander's excellence and you still gotta know it. So I would just say study the whole way through. But once you get to like week 3, week 4, it'll be in the back of your mind. But yeah, that's week 1. Back for week 2. Now week 2, this is gonna be hard. It's such a blur. But I think week 2 is, what do we do week 2? See, this is crazy. Oh, EC. We started EC, which means entry controller. And basically what that is you're basically a security guard. So you gotta stand in front of the door and basically, like, every time somebody knocks on the door, you have to ask to see their authority to enter, and then pull out their CAT card or whatever they have to show verification that they're in the dorm. Now, make sure you study that book. They have an EC book on the EC stand. Make sure you study that book, because the MTIs will test you, and they'll bring somebody to the door that doesn't have authority to enter, and you'll have to follow the procedures. So make sure you study that book. And also, what else about EC? Try not to get that 2 to 4 shift. And now it's up to the EC monitor to put you on that shift or not. But if you get a 2 to 4, all I'm gonna say is trade something for a 2 to 4. Now, you know what that means when you get there, but don't work that 2 to 4, bro. Don't do it. Because you gotta wake up at, like, usually the average time, like 90% of the time we woke up at 5:45. So if you work that 2 to 4, you gotta wake up early, work 2 hours, then you gotta go back to sleep for what, an hour and 45 minutes, and you're not gonna wanna do that. So just try your best not to get that. But yeah, make sure you study all the fire drill procedures, gas procedures, bomb threat procedures. Make sure you got that down to a T, because if you don't have that down, and when they ask you, they be like one of the things they did, like, he said it so casually, like, we were so confused. It wasn't me, but it was 2 of the wingmen. And then we was just in the day room, and the MTI was just talking. He was like, "Oh yeah, ECs, I smell smoke." And we were like, "Okay, like, what does that mean?" But in the book, it says when they say that, or like when somebody smells smoke, you'll see, yo, fire, 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 blah, 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 blah. You'll know what I'm talking about when you get down there, but just keep in mind, just study that EC book and just make sure you're doing your procedures. But yeah, let me think about some more, because I really forgot everything, to be honest, so I apologize for that. Let me go back. Okay, I'm back. I had to think a little bit, because I promise y'all, it goes by so fast. Y'all gonna see what, if you're going to the military, you're gonna see what I'm talking about, but it goes like that, so. But yeah, anyways, week 2, also, they start assigning positions. Now that can be like latrine crew, what else? Latrine crew, utility room, which is basically the laundry room. You got the day room, which is the chill out area. What else do we got? Hallways, bays, just stuff like that. So in my personal opinion, I would pick utility room, because you're in charge of all the laundry. It's not that hard at all. All you have to do is just throw it in there and throw in Tide Pods. But it's hard to clean, because the utility room gets dusty so fast. Like sometimes, y'all gonna see what I'm talking about, but sometimes it feels like they're planting dust. But utility room is what I did. I wasn't really like the chief, but I was like, since I was the element leader, I kind of like saw the area. But I was always just like swept the floor and all that. Like it's mandy work though, handy work. I don't know if I said that right, but like you get on your knees and pause. You get on your knees and you just like sweeping under stuff. So it's definitely some work, but I feel like that'll be it's one of the easiest rooms. Day room is probably the easiest, because they always pass. I don't think day room has ever failed, but don't do latrine unless you want to be a team player. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to be a team player, do latrine, because they need a lot of people. Like I think we had like 15, almost 20 people in the latrine, because like they failed every day. I don't remember one day the latrine passed. Like it's bad, but if you all just do your part, it'll be good. But yeah, also another thing we did week 2, weapons handling. Now you have a weapon on your wall locker, and that'll be assigned to you. And basically what weapons handling is, they just teach you how to hold the gun, how to move with the gun, how to not shoot somebody on accident. They're not real guns, so don't worry about that. But well, they are real guns, but they have a bunch of parts missing, so it doesn't work. But yeah, they just teach you how to hold the gun and how to handle it, so that way when you get to the bigger events that I'll explain in later weeks, like Patient Forge and CADM, like it won't be nothing new to you. Like you'll know how to hold the gun and all that. And also they will start assigning student leader roles. Now, the way my flight did it, like the way I'm gonna be real with y'all, because it's not like, oh yeah, I was an exceptional leader and I got picked to be an element leader. No, I don't like being a leader. I like helping people, but I don't like leading people and telling them what to do. It's a difference, because some people, they don't listen, so it makes me mad and I blah, 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 blah. But anyways, but like basically like what I did, I just marched in the front every day. And then one of the sergeants was like, hey, I'm gonna pick you to be element leader since you wanna be in the front every day. He didn't say it like a mean way, like I might have just said it, but he basically said like, you're always in the front, so you're gonna be an element leader. I was like, all right, cool. But element leader is definitely fun. I love marching in the front. I would like to say I was the best marcher in my flight in my dorm, but that's arguable. A lot of people say that they were, but I mean, everybody gonna say themselves, but they already knew I was the best marcher because I rarely messed up. But anyways, but yeah, I would say try to be an element leader, man. It's responsibility sometimes, because if things go wrong, they're gonna look at the dorm chief and they're gonna look at you and they're gonna be like, what went wrong? And you just gotta be like, you gotta take it on the chin and be like, don't say I don't know, because they're gonna be like, you don't know, blah, 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 blah. But you gonna have to be responsible for other people's mistakes. But it's also good to have that responsibility, because it will teach you how to be a leader. And once you get down here and once you get like to your operational, you already have a little bit of experience. And like me being an element leader, like on my report card leaving, my sergeant said that blah, 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 like he was an acceptable leader. He has all these qualities, this and that. And that's goes on my resume. That's on my BMT report card. So they'll see that, they saw that here, and they're gonna see that in my operational base. So that's good. So make sure you volunteer for that. Well, if don't raise your hand for it, because that's kind of like cheesy. Like, yeah, I want to be out, like, because they're gonna later on in BMT, they're gonna ask who raised their hand to be an element leader, and nobody raised their hand, because like you really can't ask to be an element leader. But just make sure you're on your stuff and you're doing what you need to do. And if the opportunity presented to you, take it, because it helps you more than you're gonna realize. I think that's about it for week 2, besides like uniforms and stuff. That's really about it. So let's get into week 3. I'm reviewing these clips and I'm realizing that like this video is gonna be long, and I apologize if y'all don't like long videos. But yeah, anyways, week 3, man. Now this is when like the classes start picking up, when you start learning stuff towards your EOC. And let me tell you, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard because you're gonna be tired and you have to sit in that class, and if you fall asleep, you're gonna get chewed out. But I promise you, everybody's gonna experience it. Like, you're just like dozing off, like on some shit. Like, you just gonna be falling asleep in that class. But you just gotta stay up. And if you feel tired, they allow you to stand in the back, and they won't care. They won't get mad at you if you just get up and stand in the back. So just have that integrity and get up, stand up, bro, because you gonna have to. And one time, I ain't gonna lie. One time, we had a meeting with a big dog, Lieutenant Colonel Orozco. And apparently I fell asleep. I looked down at my pen because I was going to take notes. I literally looked down, look up, and he said, "You get up and go blah, 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 blah." And I was like, bro, I wasn't even asleep. So it was kind of weird, but I wasn't. Why do I have a smoker's voice? Hold up. Sorry, brief intermission, bro. I don't know what was wrong with my voice. But yeah, he literally looked at me and he was just like, "Get up, you get up right now." And I was like, I didn't say anything because that's a big dog. You can't be like, "No, I wasn't asleep." You can't argue with him. So I just got up, stood up, took it on the chin, even though I wasn't asleep. But you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, also in the 3rd week, you get your dog tags, you get your cat card, and you get these bad boys right here. You get your name tags. Once you get the name tags, you're gonna feel like a real airman. I promise you, when I got my name tag, I was just looking down like this, looking at my name, looking at the Air Force patch for like 20 minutes, bro. It's a surreal feeling because it's like, dang, all this work I've been putting in through these last few weeks is finally worth it. Like, I got my name, like I'm certified. Like, you feel like you graduated already. And it's weird to say that, but that's what you feel like, you know. You really feel like you graduated, you really feel like you accomplished something, and it just feels good. So don't take that moment for granted, appreciate it. Just have a smile on your face and just congratulate all the people around you, because we all didn't put in so much work to get these right here. And it's just a blessing, man. But yeah, that's that. Also, what else you do in the 3rd week? Oh yeah, you keep practicing drill. You know, just make sure when you're doing drill, you even on your own time, like when you're not practicing drill outside, make sure when you're in the dorm, you're doing left faces, right faces. You're flanking around corners. Y'all understand what that means when you get there, but you're flanking around corners just to get that practice. As stupid as it sounds, I did it every day. And that's why I call myself the best marcher. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just make sure you practice every day, because you're gonna need to, because sometimes they get a little complicated, but as long as you do your part, it'll be okay. I say the only time like it's hard to march is when you're behind somebody that can't march, because it's some movements like column left, column right, column half left, column half right, where you have to follow the person in front of you. So if the person in front of you messes up, it's gonna be a domino effect and you're gonna mess up too. So just make sure that if you're good at drill, you're helping your wingman around you, help them become better at what they're doing, so that way everybody can look smooth and look good when they marching. But yeah, as far as week 3 goes, let me think some more. That's really about it. You keep learning about weapons. You learn how to disassemble and reassemble your weapon, which will be a test later on, but that test is literally easy. You don't have no time limit, and they don't even watch you. You just disassemble it, and then you tell them you're done, and then they come look at it and tell you to put it back together. But yeah, it's just basically what? Weapons, drills, name tags, cat card, and that's really about it for week 3 classes. Yeah, it's just, I mean, this stuff is kind of boring. Like, you're gonna realize when you actually get a BMT, like, it's like, this is what it is. Like, this is hyped up. You know, Air Force BMT is easy and it's boring. Sorry to tell you that. If that makes you not want to join, I apologize, but that's just my personal opinion. It's not necessarily boring. Like, the people that you meet there are gonna make it fun, but the actual things that you're doing is gonna be boring. Unless you like guns and stuff like that. I'm not really a gun dude, but practicing that gun stuff, it was just like, yeah. But yeah, week 4. All right, getting into week 4. Now, week 4 has a decent amount of stuff, actually. Now, the biggest thing we're gonna save for the end is the gas chamber. Bro, that was crazy, but let's start off at the beginning. So week 4, you'll get your RLA inspection, like your official RLA inspection. That's a graduation requirement. If you don't pass it, you have to redo it. Or if you redo it and you don't pass it, you probably gonna get recycled. They're not gonna kick you out the military because you can't fold a shirt, but they're just gonna keep recycling you until you get it right. We don't like to say recycle around here, but we usually just call it time travel, because we feel like recycled is a curse word. I'm gonna just use it here because why not? But anyways, like I was saying, now you'll do a RLA appraisal, which is basically like a practice to see where you're at, like in like week 3, I believe. I forgot to mention that. But they're gonna be overly critical. Now you need less than 16 to pass. So they're gonna be overly critical when you do your appraisal, because I know when I did my appraisal, I got like 21 or 22 or something like that. So I would have failed if that was my actual one. But it's just an appraisal, just a practice. So they're gonna be overly critical, so that way you can feel like, you did terrible. So that way when you do it next time, you'll be like, if I fail, I know they lying. Like, you'll get it perfectly down to the T, because that's their thing. They do a lot of that. They would do a lot of, like, what's the word that people use? gaslighting you or like making you feel a certain type of way, so that way when you do it the next time, you'll be 10 times better. Because like one of our sergeants literally told us, y'all did good, but I'm not gonna tell y'all that. Y'all always do good, but I never told y'all that. Cause like that's their job is not to uplift her. Their job is to hammer us and make us better. Cause if we think we're doing bad, then we're gonna be better. Like even if we're the best, if they tell us we're doing bad, we're not gonna know that we're the best, you know? And we're just gonna keep on getting better and better. So I actually like that. I like that tough love in a way. So that way I know I can improve. But yeah, but that's that. So just make sure you practicing. If you're not good at folding shirts, you're not good at folding socks, find somebody that is, because there's somebody that knows how to do that shit like down to a T. And then once you learn how to do that, then you can apply it to your own stuff, and then you'll be locked in basically. But my suggestion to you is to have one item, because you only need one item per every set, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna explain it. So you only need one t-shirt, you only need one pair of socks, you only need one pair of underwear, you only need one towel, you only need one OCP jacket, one OCP pants set, you only need one blue shirt, one blues pants, one blues long sleeve, one blue service coat, one blue jacket, you know? So you just need one of everything. You need a minimum of one of everything. So don't have 5 t-shirts in your locker, because think about it like this. One demerit fills the whole section. So let's say you have 4 perfect t-shirts, but one shirt is messed up, you fail that whole t-shirt section. So somebody told me a secret. It's just not really a secret, but like, just make sure that you only have like one of each. Unless you're confident in yourself like that, you're like, oh yeah, I'm like that, I can have all this perfect. But my suggestion is just to have one of everything. So that way, if you fail that one, you'd be like, oh, I would have failed it anyway. Because if you fail one, you probably would have failed more than one. But if you pass that one, then there's no other chance. Like there's no 2-3 more shirts that could possibly fail. You already passed that section. And also make sure on Sundays when you're not doing nothing, if you don't go to services, which I recommend you do because it's getting time away from the dorm, but make sure you're actually clipping your strings and like ironing your blues and making sure all that stuff is squared away, because they look for that stuff during the inspections. Like they say, oh, they find like the tiniest string and they'll count that as a demerit, and your whole section is failed because of that one little string. So make sure you're actually doing your RLA and you're actually clipping your strings. One of the hardest things for me though is probably making my bed. I don't know why, but I just sucked at it. It wasn't like terrible. Like I could do decent, but like when it came to like picture perfect, no, I couldn't do it. And it was only the dust cover. Like you'll understand what that means when you get down there, but it was like one specific part of the bed. So I would just practice making your bed every morning. What I did was kind of cheat in the morning. Like I slept on top of my bed, so that way I didn't have to make it. I just had to tighten it up. But if I would have had to make my bed every morning, I probably would have been better, because I would have had to practice. I would have had more practice. But just make sure you're doing that. Also, another thing, sergeants will start easing up in week 4. Like you'll notice that like they won't be yelling as much, they won't be rushing you as much, because you're expected to know how to do everything. So their job is kind of laid back more. And now instead of them leading it, it's gonna be more so the dorm chiefs and element leaders. And if y'all don't make a timeline, they're just gonna yell at y'all. But they're not gonna yell at you to start with, they're gonna yell at you if you don't do what you need to do. So just keep that in mind. Don't get complacent. Don't think, oh, since MCI is relaxed, that means I can relax. No, that's not what that means. That just means that you don't have pressure on you anymore, which means you should be able to thrive. Because if there's no pressure on you, you should be able to thrive. You should be able to thrive under pressure, but some people can't. So if you're not under pressure, thrive with no pressure. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Also, base liberty. Now this is a big thing, but not really, because I personally didn't really do anything. But base liberty is where you can go anywhere on base within 2 hours and just do what you want, basically. I know a lot of people, like I'll say probably like 80% of people, they go to the Mini BX and they go to that Popeyes, they go to that Domino's, they go to that Subway, and they just eat. They just eat, because when you have DFAC for 4 weeks, you're gonna want some fast food. Me personally, I got Popeyes. I got the last chicken sandwich. People behind me was mad, but I smashed that junk though, and it was worth it. I promise you it was worth it. They lied and said we have like a PT test the day after, but we did not have no PT test the day after. They was just saying that so that way you don't get like 5 pizzas and shove it down your throat and, you know, shove it down your throat and just freaking stuff yourself with food. But that's really it for that, for base liberty. Just make sure you're back on time. If you're not back on time, it's over. But good thing everybody for us is back on time, but make sure you get back on time. Do what you need to do. Be responsible. You're in the Air Force now. It's not a daycare. They're not gonna baby you, but just make sure you get back on time. The last thing I think was week 4. Oh, I forgot about Blues Day. Blues Day is the day where you're gonna wear your blues all day. just to show that you know how to put on your blues and you know how to keep them uptight, like keep them right. So make sure you're ironing your shirt, your pants. Don't iron your service coat. You can't do that. Make sure you're lint rolling everything, and just make sure your shoes are not creased or have any scuffs on them, and make sure they're shiny with no dust on them. But that's really it for blues day. Just make sure you're wearing your uniform right, because they will check you. So make sure you're wearing your uniform right. And you just walk around, do your classes and stuff in blues and stuff. So it's kind of cool because the blues look official. Me personally, I like OCPs better, but blues do look cool when you first get them. And I also forgot to talk about that. Sorry, I'm missing a lot of things. But I think the end of week 2, you get your blues. And you basically, what that is you just have to march all the way down to get them. And you're there all day. You have to eat a totem, which is freaking disgusting. I hate MREs. I hate totems. But you have to march down there, and you're going to be there all day because you're going to be fitted and tailored and all that. So sorry for forgetting about that. But week 2, you're going to be getting your blues, and you're basically going to have to sit in there and wait for every single one of your items to get tailored and be finished, which is going to take till about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So you're going to be there for a while. But yeah, that's that. And the final thing for week 4 is gas chamber. Now, this is one of the things that scare people away from the military, actually, believe it or not, is the gas chamber, because they think it's super duper bad. And then I'm not gonna lie to you, it is bad. But it's not like life or death. Like, so basically what you do, you have a little pre-section. The pre-section is where they teach you how to wear all the gear, and they they rush you, but it's not like, they're not like really like, they are MTIs, but they're not like the MTIs at your dorm. So they're gonna be like, hurry up, but it's not like a hurry up, or I'm gonna pull your 341, if that makes sense. It's more so just like them just trying to get you to put it on fast, because when you're in a real life situation, you're gonna have to put that uniform on fast. You're gonna have to put that uniform on in 30 seconds or your life could be over. So they just do it for that reason. You know, you gotta put the uniform on, and then once you learn how to put the uniform on, it's time to get to business. It's time to go out there. It's time to go in the gas chamber. Now what they gonna do with that is basically all element leaders and dorm chiefs will go first. And they just go in there, you sit in that room, they make sure your mask is tight, and they release the gas. Now the gas is actually 1/8 tear gas. And what's crazy is it's only 1/8 tear gas, but it hits so hard. But basically you're in there, and you know, they're just talking you through it, telling you how the procedures are gonna go and everything. And let me tell you this, make sure your mask is tight. Because if you're in there and your mask is not tight, you're gonna inhale it earlier than what you're supposed to, and you're gonna have to sit in there and suffer while he's still making instructions and everybody else is doing their thing with their mask on. You're gonna be the only one coughing and snotting and all that. So make sure your stuff is tight. But yeah, basically they open the little canister, it fizzes out a little bit, it's like shh. Keep in mind, you're all surrounded. It's like a square. So some people will be on this side, and then some people will be on this side, and then some people will be like this. And the thing is in the middle. So it would just come out in the middle, and y'all would just all be standing there. And he'll be like, all right, left side, take off your mask. And then while the left side is taking off their mask, the right side doesn't have to do that. They just wait. But left side takes off their mask, and then they say hold it like this to your chest and say your reporting statement. So I did that, pull it up, say it. Sir, Training Stokes reports is ordered, but like I couldn't say it. Though. I was like coughing. Like as soon as you take that mask off and breathe in that air, it's gonna hit you like a brick wall, and you're gonna feel like you're gonna die. Like I'm talking about like when I like all right, but the good thing about it is like once you breathe it in, you say it like everybody goes out. So if you don't say your reporting statement, let's be real, they're not gonna know because they don't pay attention like that. But they like you're only in there for like 5 seconds with your mask off, and then they open the door and they let you run out. Obviously, don't be crazy. Don't push people and get them out the way. It has to be in a single file line, but everybody's ready to get out. So trust me, you're gonna get out there fast. But once I got out there, I was like, I thought I couldn't breathe. I thought I was gonna die. Like it was bad. So it's gonna be hard, but it's only bad for like a minute max. Cause you have to walk out with your arms out. Don't touch your face, but you have to walk out with your arms out. Just so like all the air can get out or all the stuff can get out your system and all that. Please don't touch your face. And I know some people that went to the bathroom and, you know, when they touch it burned a little bit. So just make sure you don't touch any part of your body until they authorize you to. But yeah, once you walk around and you get around that corner, it's like a certain corner you turn around, you're gonna be good. Like it's gonna be like slight coughs after that, like if you had like a cold or something. But that first time you get out, boy, you're gonna think you're gonna die. At least I did. But it's not bad though. It's not, I promise y'all, it's not bad. It's nothing to be scared of. It hurts for only a minute max, and then you're good. So don't be worried about the gas chamber. But yeah, that's week 4. That was my experience. But yeah, let's get into week 5. Sheesh, bro. Back again, man. It's going to be a long old video. But yeah, man. Week 5. This is like where the main thing that people stress about happens, the PT test. You're also going to have CADM, and you're going to have your reported procedures. So reported procedures, you're going to learn that while you're there. But basically, it's just how you would report to an officer, how you would walk into an office. And this is really easy. It's not that hard at all. They literally show you how to do it before you do it. And you also have like a few weeks before that, they have you practice it. So by the time you actually get there, you'll be like, oh, you already know what I'm doing. But the only thing I would say people mess up maybe is the officer and enlisted insignias. So if you don't know those, then it might be a little bit tough, but it shouldn't be that bad. But also, okay, so let's go into CADM. CADM, now I ain't gonna lie, I was scared when I first went to CADM because I never shot a gun in my life. And it seemed like everybody around me had already shot a gun before. But I promise y'all, if you actually pay attention to weapon mechanics and stuff, and actually listen to what they say and the tips and tricks, you'll be good. And it was one of the most fun things I did at BMT, I'm not gonna lie. If I could go back today, I would. I did not get marksman. I wish I would have, but one thing I didn't know, I feel like I would have got marksman. I'm just throwing out excuses because I don't want to admit that I just suck at shooting. But I probably would have got marksman if I would have known that only the shots on the right side of the target count. Apparently, because you go down, 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 down when you shoot, but only like down, 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 only that counts. This side is like practice, and I did not know that. So I was trying my hardest on like the left side, and then I got lazy on the right because like I was like, let me hurry up and get these shots over with because you have a time limit. I didn't want to be late after the time limit, so I just started rushing them when I got to the right side. So I feel like if I would have known that, I probably would have got marksman. But that's just my excuses. I probably just suck at shooting guns, and I don't want to admit it. But I'm gonna just say that that's the reason why I didn't get marksman. But yeah, also don't shoot after they tell you to stop, because then you're gonna have to come back, and if you don't have enough time to come back, you're gonna get recycled until they have an appointment. So just make sure that you listening to all the commands they tell you to stop shooting, even if you have bullets left. Just let them know that you still got bullets left, and they might let you shoot after, but don't keep on shooting after they tell you to stop, because that's the easiest way to get kicked off the range. But CADM is fun, man. Take advantage of it. Have fun with it. Have fun with it safely, obviously, but have fun with it and just enjoy it, because most people don't even go back to CADM. Well, I don't know if you have to get certified every year, but I know some instructors said like they haven't even been back since BMT, which is crazy to me. But some instructors go back because they want to get marksman. So if you want that ribbon, you can always go back and try it again. But yeah. Also, all right, this is the big thing, the PT test. I passed the PT test, but I thought it was gonna be harder than what it is. It's the same thing that you do because you have 3 different PT tests. You have your initial PT test, your 3rd week PT test, and your final PT test. Now, if you fail the first PT test or you fail the second PT test, don't even stress about it, because you have multiple chances on the final PT test. Just keep working and don't lose motivation. Like if you fail the first time, do not be like, all right, I'm done, I'm gonna get recycled, blah, 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 blah. Keep on putting that work on the off days. When everybody's chilling and talking in the days, go in the day room and hit some sit-ups. Go in the day room, hit some push-ups. Sundays, hit some push-ups. Sundays, hit some sit-ups. Like, just keep putting your effort and never give up, because when you give up, that's a sign of defeat, and that's just like, you just wasted your whole time at BMT if you just gonna let yourself go out like that. So I'd encourage you to take advantage of the PT, but also take advantage of the free time that you have and keep pushing yourself to be better. And when it comes to running, it's all mental. I promise you, it's all mental. I just had an initial PT test for tech school yesterday. And like, I thought I was gonna die because my shins was hurting and everything was, but I was just like, you know what? The faster you run, the faster you'll be done. And I always keep that in mind. So when I'm running, I'm just like, you know what? Just keep pumping them arms, man, because I promise you, if you think that you're gonna fail, you're gonna fail. If you think you're gonna pass, you're gonna pass. It's really that simple. Now, some parts may be physical, but at the same time, it's mainly mental. Especially with the running, like, it's all mental, because your body's just telling you you're tired, but you're not really tired. It's your mind saying, hey, you need to stop. You're getting tired, but your body can still move. And you'll notice that, because if you actually listen to your body and not your mind, when you get done, I'll be like, bro, I wasn't even tired. Like, I could do some more. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Never lose hope. You can only achieve what you desire. So keep pushing. Even if you fail the first time, keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's really it for week 5, man. Reported procedures, CADM, and PT test. Just don't stress too much about it, because if you stress about it, it's gonna make you nervous, and you don't perform well when you're nervous. unless you like pressure and all that. But I don't know. That's just all. That's my opinion on it. Just keep pushing. Please work out other than the PT that you do, because that PT is really a joke. And that's just my personal opinion. I think that PT that we do at BMT is really a joke. Like, it really doesn't help at all. So take that as you will, and let's get into basically the final full week of training, man. Week 6, let's get it. All right, week 6. It's been a while. Like, when I say a while, it's been like a week and some change since I recorded the last part. So if anything looks different, or like something, I don't know if it's like I repeat the same things, then I apologize. But I believe we're on week 6, right? Week 6. Now, after you do your PT test and CADM and all that, you're gonna be going to Pacer Forge. I don't want to say too much about it, because we had a whole class about op security and like letting the enemy, because they're definitely watching my videos, you know what I'm saying? But letting the enemy know like what we're practicing, blah, blah, blah. But basically, Pacer Forge is just a practice deployment. And they just gonna do a bunch of little stuff that can prepare you for like any type of situation that might happen while you're on deployment, from low, it's called FPCon. So like low FPCon Alpha to like FPCon, I think Delta or something like that, or Code Black or something like that. So it will prepare you for things like that. And it's actually pretty fun. Now, I will say, if you want to have the most fun, be on the security team or TCCC team, because when like things start going down, you guys will be the first people to go out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all actually like engage and like actually have fun, basically. Because I didn't really do nothing. I was on the like mechanic team, like building up tents and stuff. So once we set up tents when we first got there, we kind of was just floating around, not really doing anything. So make sure you be on the security team or TCCC team, because those are gonna be the best teams for you to actually have the most fun. But it's not hard though. They changed it. It used to be a whole thing called Beast Week, but now it's only like 2 days, 1 night, 2 days. So like the first day you'll actually do all the drills and stuff, and the second day it's like you do all like the obstacle courses and things like that. So it's pretty fun though. I encourage you to, well, what do they be saying? You only get what you put in. So if you don't want to do nothing, it's gonna be boring. If you put in some work, it's gonna be fun. You know what I'm saying? So take that with a grain of salt and experience for yourself. Obviously join the Air Force, the best recruiter out there. But nah, man, for real though, like Pacer Forge is actually like a fun experience. So when y'all get the time, y'all do that. But yeah, what's the next thing? But yeah, okay, so I figured it out. So we had the EOC, right? Yo! So as I was saying before, I got rudely interrupted by my NTL. I might leave that in there, I ain't gonna lie. We gonna see. But nah, so we got the EOC, right? And literally, I'm gonna tell y'all this, if I get in trouble, get in trouble. The EOC is literally so easy, bro. Like, it's literally copy and paste, so just study. Study, study, study. That's all you have to do. Let me get close to y'all real quick. If you study, you gonna pass. You gonna pass, nigga. So study. Literally, it's so easy, bro. It's literally right in front of your face. All the answers are right in front of your face. If you take advantage of the materials they give you and you just study, you're going to pass. You're going to pass. There's no failing. So just make sure you study. I promise y'all, it's not hard. I was stressing a little bit, and that was where I was 1 point away from undergrad, because I got an 89 and not a 90, but it's 100 questions. So just study, bro, and you'll be fine. I promise you. But yeah, that's the EOC, man. It's basic stuff that you learn along the way. I can't say too much about it, but just know you'll be good if you actually study and do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? But nah, all right, so the last thing in week 6, I think it was just, if you have a job like mine, like a mechanic type job, and you need steel-toe boots, you'll get your steel-toe boots like on Friday or something like that. So you'll do that and then come back to the dorm, and you can wear them if you want to. They say just wait till you get here, but I would just wait. So don't wear them until it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? And even then, you don't even have to wear them here in the very beginning. Only when you get to your follow-on training, depending on what your job is. But yeah, that's that for week 6, man. I might as well just hop straight into week 7, because it's only 4 days? So Monday and Tuesday, you just gonna be doing drill, practicing for graduation. You know what I'm saying? Eyes right, that was the coolest thing, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, other than that, it's pretty smooth. You just do practice 2 days of graduation, and then you got graduation. I really don't want to talk about graduation like that, because I want y'all to experience for yourself, because it's really a surreal moment. But just know that graduation, it's gonna feel so good. You're like, dang, I'm done. You get to see your peoples. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, it's a lot of wingmen that actually don't get to see their peoples. So, you know, you can just chill with them, or like you can go with other people's families, because a lot of people are friendly. They don't mind that. So it's gonna be a surreal experience. It's gonna be a surreal experience, man. You can be like, dang, I've already been here 7.5 weeks. It's already over. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna feel so good, man. And I encourage y'all to take advantage of every little second. They ain't why it cut me off, but like I said, I encourage y'all to take advantage of every little second, man, because you don't know the next time you're gonna see your families unless you guard a reserve. You know, you going right back home after you take school. So yeah, you can do that. But that's all I got, man. Like BMT was crazy, man. It's like I said in the beginning, I think it's the most fun I never want to have again. You could not pay me enough to do that shit again. Never again will I ever do BMT for any other branch. I'm only doing Air Force. You know what I'm saying? So just, bro, it's not hard though. Overall, it's not hard. It's easy. Do what you do. Do what you need to do when you're told to do it, bro. And it's gonna be slight, literally. I promise you. Don't be stressed out about the PT. Don't be stressed out about the EOC. Nothing like that. The shots is not that bad. I ain't even talk about that, I don't think, but they just real quick, and you don't even feel it. If you tense up, then that's when you bleed and people pass out. You know what I'm saying? So just, like, overall, like, BMT is not hard. Don't stress out about it. It's called basic military training for a reason, because it's basic. Now, that's not to undermine anybody that had a hard experience doing that, because I know some people might have had a harder experience. Being away from family is tough, you know? They didn't work out before they came here, but, like, if you just prepare yourself, and you got this video right here to tell you what you need to do, but prepare yourself, you know what I'm saying? And you'll be okay. But nah, man, with that being said, y'all already know, y'all stay blessed, y'all stay safe, you know what I'm saying? More videos coming soon. Ain't no telling, because I'm a little lazy, and I'm locked into school right now, but I'm gonna pump them out as much as I can. But yeah, y'all stay blessed, y'all stay safe. Till the next time. Peace.